Hi Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different reading for you guys. We're going to be pulling some energies for the house that Mercury Retrograde is going to be hanging out in for you, which is going to be your 10th house. And pull some energies for where Venus is going to be hanging out in Sagittarius, and that's going to be happening in your 11th house. So what does that mean? I'm going to pull a few cards to find out, and then we're going to pull some love energies for single, couple, and complicated relationships. But let's talk about this Mercury retrograde. First of all, Mercury retrograde, this is going to be an exceptionally positive retrograde because we have Venus ingressing into Sagittarius, which is a very positive placement for Venus. Plus we have Jupiter coming out of shadow the beginning of next week. This is entirely positive. So really good stuff having to do with anything Venus. So Venus has to do with how we do connections in relationships, and also how we view money. Okay, so very, very positive. So let's pull some cards to see what's going to be happening with how you're going to be processing Mercury retrograde. So when we have retrograde energy, when Mercury goes retrograde, Mercury is about communication, it's about travel, it's about a lot of things, but it's about reconnecting, it's about reflecting, redoing, anything, reckoning something that you need to maybe revise in your life. And this is a very, very positive one. It's not gonna be out of shadow till the end of about the first week in December. So you want to just avoid doing anything brand new, but anything that you've started already that you want to revisit, whether it's a project, something in work, some sort of relationship, it could be a friendship, some sort of issue that maybe hasn't been going 100% the way you've liked it. This is an awesome energy to revisit things in. So having this retrograde in your 10th house, the 10th house is the integration of the self into society, right? And it's the fulfillment of your individual personality through serving and influencing others. So it's this connection between like you and others. It's also how you approach work. It has to do with your ambitions, right? And how you feel the world, what you feel the world requires of you. And I know that sounds very big, but let's break it down to more of a minute level. This is really you looking at your ability to achieve in the areas that you're looking to be successful in. This is you really looking at how you view your ambitions and what it is that you're willing to do to make those things happen. Now we are going to have Venus is going to be very much supporting you in that 11th house. So let's pull a second row for how Venus is going to be supporting you during this energetic season. So, again, now in the 11th house, this is about, 11th house is about, the identifying with something larger than yourself, right? This has to do with your goals and your objectives and your wishes, right? So now, if Venus is going to be supporting you in your goals, objectives, and your wishes, and the pause button is being pressed on how you view your ambitions and how you approach the process of you reaching your goals, this is a beautiful partnership together. You follow? So you're going to be thinking about how to get to where you want to go. You're going to be thinking about the process, and Venus is going to be very much supporting you. So these energies are going to be specifically dealing with that and not so much relationships. That would be more of a 7th, 8th house thing, right? But that's not what we're talking about here. So we have the Knight of Wands energy, which is reverse. So there's a lack of willingness here. So right now there's a lack of, I stand corrected. It's not so much a lack of willingness and acceptance that there needs to be a delay right now in this, okay? And things moving forward into this next cycle. And it's entirely necessary for you to do. And I really like this. This is you pressing the pause button and understanding that you need to look at some things. Now, with the 6 of Cups reverse energy, you're going to be looking at your past. This is a very deep, nostalgic, reflective energy, but having to do with this 10th house energy tells me that you're really going to be thinking about how your life has been up to now and how yourself has been integrated into society, how you connect with others outside of yourself. And you're going to be reflecting on how you started to perceive your sense of self within the realm of society back from when you were a child, and how you think all of the various experiences that you had along your path impacted you up to now. And this is a very important revisit, because we're not the product of our experiences from today or yesterday. But when it comes to how we do society, how we do connection, our place in it, this is something that's born and sort of nurtured over time, right? And this is you very much really getting in touch with that, which is great. And the Hierophant energy and the strength energy to have in this while you're reflecting on your place in society and ambitions, this is beautiful. The Hierophant is about you getting in touch with your moral compass, having a very well-defined moral code at the end of this Mercury retrograde, and you being super clear on what it is that you want for yourself across the board as far as your ambitions go. Now, within the confines of your ambitions can certainly be career, your educational goals, your personal relationships, your friendships, your connections with everyone outside of you, your involvement in things in your society, in the larger world. I mean, it's really all of that. It's like your placement with other, right? And with the Hierophant, this is beautiful, because this is you living in your ethos. This is you really working within very healthy ethical boundaries, having a very strong moral compass and moral code framed for yourself on how you want to move forward. And you're going to do this with such a, it sounds very dramatic, but such a bravery, because the Strength card is more than strength. There's a bravery to this, because look at her. I mean, she knows full well that all that lion has to do is turn around and snap at her, and she's a goner. She knows it, but she's still standing there, gently holding his mane, taking the chance. So there's a bravery about this. And in that bravery is the strength. And I feel this very strongly for you, Aquarius. This is so positive. This is really positive. Now, how Venus is helping you is Venus is going to be bringing things to the forefront for you to look at. Okay? Venus is going to be bringing some things within you that maybe you haven't really wanted to admit to yourself. And that's natural, especially when we're doing the Six of Cups reflection. Looking at the past, sometimes we want to forget things, And as an Aquarius, as the archetype of Aquarius, obviously this is not going to apply to all of you, because if you're looking at this for your Aquarius sun, that's just the room of your sun, which is your ego consciousness. You might be somebody who resonates more with your rising sign, which is your personality, your moon sign, which is your emotions, or your Venus sign, which is how you do connections and view money. So all those signs are very important for you to look at, by the way. But Venus is going to be holding up some truths to you that you really very much need to look at. And you're going to need to really identify and get in touch with where in your life have you felt disillusioned and sort of out of the loop. Maybe you really wanted to follow a certain career path or follow a certain program in school, or continue on a certain path in a certain relationship, and anything having to do with you and other self. But you really needing to be honest about it and looking at the honesty in it all. And you realizing that whatever happened up to today does not define your future. And that if there is something that you want to change, you have the power to end that cycle. That's what the Ten of Swords is. It's the ending of a cycle. It's the cycle's done. In the reverse, it's done. It's done, and you being okay with that. And Venus is making you look at these things just as a way of self-growth. And I really like this, because she's making you, she's pushing you to a point in a loving way of feeling this level of discomfort as you refrain from continuing on this path so that you can restructure your reality. This is all about self-imprisonment. Nine of Swords energy is not real. This is very introspective. This is, I'm not getting, Aquarius, that anything is going to be happening like big and bad or big and bold out in your everyday. That's just not the kind of Mercury retrograde this is. This is so positive, but it's pushing all of us in one area or another, depending on the house, to really being pushed to look at look at certain aspects within ourselves, as we really are being pushed to be the highest version of ourselves right now, because the choices that we make right now are going to be impacting our trajectory for the next 12 years. So this is all entirely positive. Venus is making you see these things that might be not be entirely comfortable for you initially to look at, but with Venus holding it up, there's going to be a sense of ease about it. There's not going to be drama about it. There's not going to be a lot of nonsense about it. It's going to be you just recognizing it and kind of like with grace making these adjustments within yourself. So I really like this for sure. All right, so why don't we just get right into love energies right now, and let's start with our single Aquarius friends. And you know, whether you're single, whether you're coupled, or whether you're in a complicated space, what I just said goes, right? No matter what. All Aquarians have this retrograde happening in their 10th house, and Venus lighten up your 11th house. Oops. Okay, cards are popping. Okay, sorry. It was dropped. I don't want to take that. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's cut. Yeah, definitely check your other signs, guys. Get a fuller picture, you know? All right. So, Aquarius singles. Let's see what messages we have. The Chariot, man, you ready to move? You ready to move? You're thinking of back to good days. All right. Ooh, there's so much honesty here. So much honesty. So the Chariot's great, okay? Chariot's a Cancer energy. So this is you being very ready to get into that kind of love that's like that home space. This is you feeling ready for that, this Aquarius. You're feeling very ready to move forward into, out of this space of being single and into this very, again, Cancerian space of like love and home and family and whatever that means, you know. It doesn't have to, it's really this could be more of like an emotional space, you know, but just where you feel at home. So the Six of Cups reverse energy is a deep level of nostalgia. Some of you may be very nostalgic for a couple of things. I mean, some of you may be very deeply nostalgic for your childhood and remembering your family growing up and very much wanting that with somebody moving forward, you know, having that circumstance to build into and up to. For some of you, you might be reflecting on a past relationship, and because we are in the season of reconnecting, and the Six of Cups is very much a reconciliation card. It's one of the couple of reconciliation cards in the deck. This can very much be you thinking very seriously about reconnecting with someone. But now this is a little caveat that I do have to say, that when the Six of Cups is in reverse, it is typically indicated that whatever relationship it is that you're reflecting on, you may be reflecting on it with a little more positivity than it deserves. And typically in this energy, whatever is in the past really should stay in the past, okay? But with that being said, you might be tapping into the positive aspects of this connection that did make you happy, recognizing the bad, knowing the lessons that were learned, and maybe not wanting to go back to them, but definitely reconnecting to something in your past. So I just gave you a few different scenarios, and because it's a general reading in that way, you need to apply it as you see fit. So then we have the Six of Swords reverse energy. So this tells me that you're very, in your conscious mind, very willing, very ready to move out of being single and not in a relationship and into a much healthier space, into a relationship. But what this tells me is that you still have a few toes in the past, and there might be a couple of things that you still need to reason out within yourself. And how you do relationships, and how anything from your past may inflect how you do relationships. Now, we do have the Devil reverse. Now, I do like this in the reverse a lot better because there's more of a freedom about this and a support to drop any sort of negative energies that you might be caught up in. Now, this can be addiction of substance, of food, of sex, of money, spending too much money, anything like that. Any sort of undoing kind of activity that you can lose yourself in, right? But it can also be, and simply, very low, negative thinking. But in the reverse, this tells me that you're going to have recognition of this. And this is very important for you to get out of this single space, because you're not going to be able to open up your energetic field to meet somebody if you have this devil energy alive and well in you. I mean, that'll just slap a big old do not enter sign on the outside of you. Your energy is just not going to be open to dealing with that. But I want more information on the Six of Swords reverse and the Devil reverse. Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is telling me that there's a... within you, you feel that relationships for you are not safe places where you feel like you get what you need. Aquarius. Yes. Wow. Interesting. Okay. So we have the Five of Pentacles, which is you're in a sensibility and a mindset of lack when it comes to anything pentacle. So this can have to do pragmatically with you guys not having enough money, where you feel like, and you need money to be in a relationship in your mind, right? This could be for some of you. For others of you, you just feel like you would never be able to get what you need because you've only experienced pain in relationships when it comes to being supported emotionally, mentally, and physically. You just don't feel like, you know, I'm getting that you just don't feel in the deepest recess of your soul, even though you want to be in a relationship, you kind of have this pre-written sort of narrative in the deepest pit of your belly that, you know, it's just not going to end well. But you're still willing to fight to a certain extent, but it has to be only the right situation. But look, you have the world waiting for you on the other side of this. So let's get some other energies to figure out. Let's go for the bottom of the... Good. Knight of Wands. Yeah. So the Knight of Wands, this is very interesting to me. Aquarius, you're going to be meeting somebody. Somebody's going to be coming in with a very strong will. A very strong will. Who has been through a lot, just like you. Because the Ten of Wands is about, I just don't want to, I can't live like this anymore. I can't live like this anymore. I'm just too taxed emotionally, mentally, and I just don't want to live like this anymore. I want to make a change. This is you very much wanting to make a change. But this is somebody coming in. I feel like somebody's coming in with such a willingness. You have a Knight of Wands and you have the Knight of Swords. There's a willingness and there's a truth. Someone coming in and saying, I know what you're going through. I feel it. I have felt it too. You're meeting somebody who's very like a kindred spirit. There's a deep soul connection here. And this is going to be an incredible connection for you. You're going to work through that devil energy. You're going to work through all of that just because it's part of the process. But it's as soon as you put those wands down that your energetic field is going to open up and you're going to meet somebody really incredible. Aquarius, I really like that for you. Yeah, that's what I have. Aquarius singles. Let's go to Aquarius couples. Those of you who are couples, maybe you're married, you're living together, or you're just in a long-term commitment, maybe not so long-term, but you guys are on pretty solid footing right now, and it's all good. Maybe you come to Tarot for some advice on career or other things, or just things poking at your belly. But let's see what advice for our Aquarius friends who are coupled. Four of Cups. The Moon reverse. I like that. That means truths are coming out. Conversations are being had. Three of Swords. Some pain is being addressed. Okay. So we have the Four of Cups energy, which is about, it's the energy of, I call this my checklist card. Feeling a little disillusioned about something within the confines of your relationship. This could be some of you feeling bored, right? Very bored in the relationship. Or really wanting your partner to make some changes, or feeling like your partner wants you to make some changes. Kind of like this checklist, like, I really need them to do A, B, and C in order for me to be really happy. Or I feel like they need for me to do A, B, and C in order for them to be really happy. But the thing is this, that sensibility is always hiding something deeper. Forget the boredom. Forget the checklist. Because when somebody is in that sensibility, they're not in touch with what it is that they're trying what cup they're trying to fill deep inside their soul, and what past hurt they have not fully unpacked yet. What knot is still not unknotted in their soul, and they're looking to the relationship, and they're looking external to themselves to be healed and to feel better. So I feel like either you're doing this or your partner is doing this, and it's just like this feeling of, it's like this lack of emotional connection. But I feel like you guys are going to be talking about it, because we have the moon reverse, which is really good. I mean, the moon upright is about what we do in secret, and it is secrets, and it's all that. And I like the moon. The moon's a luminary. It's beautiful. Some of you might be dealing with a Cancer or Pisces, but this is a luminary, and I like it in the reverse, because this is about being honest and secrets coming out, and you guys just being really honest with some past situations and talking about past hurts. I like this here. So the Three of Swords, yeah, it could be a third-party situation, but I'm not feeling that, to be honest with you. I just feel like the third sword is a situation that's external to your relationship that's been very challenging for you to get past, very hurtful to you. Aquarius, I feel like in some way you feel betrayed, or you feel just really misunderstood. But whatever it is, it's something that really hurt you in your heart. Can be a third party, can be the suspicion of a third party that's very painful. I feel like there's a little bit, it's very interesting here, because I'm feeling secrets here. The Seven of Cups, though, I like the Seven of Cups. 5 of the 7 Cups, very positive. Two, we just don't know what's really going on in them. That's the thing. 1 cup is higher consciousness, 1 is wisdom, 1 is the ultimate utopia, 1 is resources, and 1 is spiritual guidance, right? But the other 2, it's like the little skull and the dragon. We don't really know, and they're kind of like almost on the outside of the cup. We don't really know what's in there. So this is you feeling like there's something going on here that you feel like you don't have all the information on. It's making you feel very uncomfortable. Let me move some more information on the Three of Swords. Okay. All right. Well, this is my favorite card of the deck, so let's get to that. The Lovers card tells me that you guys are going to be in a space where you're not acting in the best versions of yourself, okay? This is you guys working in the very negative aspects of your personality as you guys address some issues. I feel like there's some accusations going on, some third-party accusations, suspicions, some sort of something that's very uncomfortable outside the confines of your relationship, and you guys are having this, there's not a good energy when it comes to how you guys are connecting, I gotta tell you. We have the Six of Wands reverse, so there is a lack of respect and a feeling that there's a lack of victory. I need more information on that before I look at that Angel de la Nuit and the upright. I need that. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Swords. Let's pull one more. That flipped out weird, so I put it upright. All right, so yeah, I mean, this is a lot of like worry and self-imprisonment here, and this feeling like you guys are not speaking the truth to each other. But Angel de la Nuit is about the dark night of the soul being over, so we need more information. I mean, that's just such a benefic card. Spirit, give me more information about what's going on here. Aquarius coupled. There's some suspicions. There's lying through omission here. There's love here for sure. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety, the Nine of Swords. 5 of Pentacles. 9 of Wands. 5 of Cups. Yeah. So the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. This is just mentally feeling like you're not getting the support that you need in the relationship, which to me is to be expected with all of this arguing going on. Now, the Nine of Wands in the reverse tells me that you're starting to lose your gumption to, fight for this, because you feel very disillusioned. But this is the thing, Aquarius, you're focusing on the bad and you're not recognizing the good, right? Because the Five of Cups is 3 cups are down and spilt, and you're not recognizing the 2 cups that are still standing behind you. It's very mental. Ego. This is about ego. This is about ego. Ego. Ego's getting in the way here. I don't know if it's you or your partner. All right. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. You guys are going to be pressing the pause button big time during this energy, and you're going to be going to a mental space to think about everything and how it's rolled out up to now. What I like about the Hermit upright is that the Hermit goes into this mental space to think, but then they communicate it. So I feel like you guys are going to be communicating. They are able to come out of themselves to communicate in the upright. And then we have the Empress energy, which is the mother of the tarot. This is all about planting seeds, figuring things out, and growing things together. Again, the Angel de la Nuit is about the dark night of your soul being over, the dark cycle being completed, so that there is a new cycle to begin. But you guys are going to have to navigate your way through a lot of distrust here. Something went on where there's a lot of distrust happening. For whatever reason, whether it's somebody else or maybe there was just this weird communication going on. I don't know, could be. But there's something where you guys were not connecting. And you're going to go through all of that, but everything's going to work out fine. So I do like that for you. So let's get some messages for the complicated before my video runs out. Let's go. Complicated. 9 of Cups, making it happen. Woo! Queen of Swords. Hierophant. All right, I like it. All right. Those of you in a complicated situation, you might be in an off period right now. 9 of Cups is about really achieving what you want to achieve, really being laser focused on what it is that you want out of this relationship, that you want out of life, that you want to share together, and you guys having a laser focus and figuring it out. The only thing you need to be mindful of is, if you guys are talking through this energy, is you want to keep your egos in check. That's the only thing. And we do have this Queen of Swords energy, and she knows what's up when it comes to what needs to be said and how reality needs to be framed and what truths need to be said in order to fix things. Now, the Hierophant reverse just indicates that you guys are in a space, I feel like, where you're going to be reflecting on how you thought things should look in relationships and be up to this point, and you're going to be reframing how you understand relationships moving forward, which I actually really like this for you. Now, the 6 of Wands indicates right now a delay in this victory because there's a feeling of not being respected here, I feel like. But let's see. Okay, I'm not mad at that. The 4 of Swords energy is good. The 4 of Swords energy is good here because this is about thinking about everything that you guys have been through up until this point and where the logical, healthy next step needs to be for you guys to work things out. Yeah, very much this Hangman, press the pause button. Let's look at everything. And this is like you guys looking at everything. You guys are going to be acknowledging that things have not been handled in the fairest way and that the cycle that you guys have been in needs to be done. There's going to be arguments throughout with the Death reverse, but you do have this blessing for reconnection and regeneration of the relationship. You guys are going to be talking about how you feel like you haven't been supportive of each other in the way that you needed, and you're going to be realizing that it was more in your mind than anything else. Really more in your mind than anything else. Yeah. You're going to be recognizing and having the conversation about how you feel that, you weren't being honest. Well, you weren't being honest, and explaining to each other where you think the other one's been dishonest. But in the end, you're going to come up with the Star energy. And the Star is about truth, and it's about spiritual blessings, and it's about moving forward in a very honest way. So for those of you who are in a complicated situation, I feel 100% that you guys are going to be working it out. But there needs to be this openness, this communication about what you each need. And once you do that and you arrive at this truth, you're going to have every blessing. And Venus is going to be right there with you, with Jupiter just pushing you guys forward. Beautiful stuff. Aquarius, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time. Bye-bye.